Now, I guess the question I really want to ask you, since you've been in the industry, and we're gonna jump over after this, what advice would you give somebody? Because you have seen some change in the industry from e-logs to many more women joining the field, which I think is excellent because they've showed that women drivers are actually much safer than the men because they take less risks.
Right.
But what advice would you give people looking to get into the trucking industry?
Um, we the one thing is that I would do a lot of research on it, and just know that um, a lot of people think they get their CDL and they go through all that, the training, and it's almost like a boot camp, just getting your CDL the 3 weeks, and they get there to work and they got their CDL and they think they made it. I don't know what they think, truck drivers make, but they think it's a clock, like they're going to punch in and they're going to get a certain amount of money, whatever amount of money they think is good money. And it's not that way. Like, you have to, like I said, it's like an adventure. It's a lifestyle. You really have to really learn the job, like really learn to drive that truck safe. You have to be safe, and you have to be make sure you don't make mistakes. And that's the biggest thing in the first 2 years. That's why a lot of drivers don't make it. They'll come in and they'll get in a lot of incidents or accidents right away, and then they'll be out of the business right away. So what I tell people, and when I would get the students, and I would tell them to take their time, man. Listen, a lot of students try to rush through training. They'll try to go to a certain company because they heard that you can get out in 2 weeks. They heard you can get out in 3 weeks. You really want to stay with a trainer as long as possible. Learn as much as you can. Take your time, because those are the times that you learn. And that the more you learn with your trainer, the longer you're probably going to be in truck, because you do learn every day. And you hear veteran truck drivers that'll still talk on the CB and stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. They'll say that they learn something new every day, and that's true. Like, you will learn. If you're out there 30 years, you can still learn something.
Right.
I want to say something too.
Oh, definitely.
As far as me, I know I don't have a lot of experience in truck driving. I'm still new, but my husband is right. This is something you want to, learn. It's not just something you can learn by reading the books. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it to learn. Even like the backing up a trailer. I have women that sent me a message. They're like, you know what? I have my license, but I can't back up a trailer. The thing is, you have to do it. You have to do it to learn that. And so you gotta be patient, because I remember, it's hard to back up, and you just gotta be patient and just try it, you know what I'm saying? And my husband said, the longer you can stay in your trainer, the better it is, because the more you're gonna learn from them. So when you're at that stage, you want to pay attention. So, and it's you're gonna be lucky if you have like an uncle or a friend or somebody you can ask or talk to. Like, do you think this is good? I know he has sons that sometimes still call him and get an advice. What's the best thing he should do? But the best thing I think I can say is just take it easy, you know what I'm saying? And be patient, because there's a lot of things you'll see on the road, even like
My daughter's
Okay.
21. She's just now getting into truck driving school. She's going to school next week. And I told her, and I told Mama as well, one thing that people do is when they go into class, there's usually a big class. There's usually 5 people in a truck. They're shy to make a mistake. They'll grind their gears, or they'll make a mistake, and then they'll go in the back and they'll try to just fade away and not take another turn, because they don't want to be embarrassed, or they don't want to make a mistake in front of their fellow students. And that's the worst thing that you can do. I told him, if you make a mistake, just hop back in there, you know, do it again, do it again, do it again. Because I trained over 200 drivers in my time, and I never had a student that didn't do it. I never had a student that didn't get through. Some take longer than others. So it's a repetition. You know, you want to get back in that seat, especially if you're in school, especially if you're in training, especially if you're with a trainer. You know, get in that seat, make the mistakes, try to figure out what you're doing wrong. Because the biggest mistake the drivers do, they get in and they think they got to turn one way and the trailer goes another. They turn it the other way and then it goes another. So you have to get used to what that truck does. And the only way to do it is by doing it over and over and over.
Right.
So my advice to people starting out is to just get in there, man. Keep doing it. Make the mistakes while you have people with you and trainers, and try to
enjoy it too. Enjoy it.
and
Have fun. Make friends.
Mama called me a couple times crying from school, like, I'm leaving, I don't care. I'm coming home. And she had a problem with them because she was tiny and she was a woman, and they know her husband already drove, and they're like, oh, you don't need no experience, you don't need no.
Right.
So they cut by her, they'd skip her turn, And I told her, hop in front of there, man. Just don't care. Hop in front of there, get in that seat. And she started doing it.
Right.
You know, you got to get your repetitions. And
go ahead.
Well, it's funny you say that. I just want to add one thing before we jump into the next question. I had a cousin that went to truck driving school, and her backing skills were very, very weak. And what she did, she went and applied for a local yard jockey position. So backing up is one of the things that she does the best now, because she wanted to make sure she could get on the road and do her job, right? So she was yard jockeying for some time, and then now she's like an expert in it. So that's something that you could suggest to somebody if they can afford it, because I know it's not going to pay the same as being on the road, but it's a way that you can, hone your skills,
Right.
Right.
That's good.